Welcome to Commanders Daily, everybody. It's your one-stop shop for everything going on with the Burgundy and Gold. I'm Bob Matthews. Don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss a day of coverage as we are getting ready for the regular season. And my fellow Americans, our long national nightmare is over. Happened about 11:30 yesterday morning. We got the news that Terry McLaurin, in fact, has his extension. That is right. He is back in the New York groove. Will be at practice on Thursday when the Commanders hit the field to get ready for week one against the New York Giants. So, if you haven't heard yet, here are the particulars as we know them right now. We don't know everything, but this is what we do know. It's a 3-year extension. There's a $30 million signing bonus. The total on this is $96 million. So, that gets you an AAV, average annual value, of about 32 mil. Now, that, of course, is just the top line on this whole thing. Remains to be seen what the other question is that everybody wants to know, and that's who won. Was it Terry and his agent, or was it Adam Peters? Well, we are not going to know that until we see the whole contract. Now, we are going to get the numbers at some point. Agent and the club have to submit it to the league. The league publishes that stuff. Just check out any of the websites here within about a week or so, Sport Track or whatever you like, and you're going to see the entire contract in there. So here's what you need to look for to try and figure out, if you care, who won this thing. And that's the guaranteed money. So the signing bonus is guaranteed. So that's $30 million. Where does it go from here? How much more in this contract is guaranteed? How much of this $98 million is in the last year of the deal, which is probably going to be non-guaranteed? If I had to guess, I'd say somewhere between, if I wanted to be broad about it, I'd say look at the total guarantee on this being somewhere between $60 and $70 million. Now, I don't think it's going to get up to 70. If it does, that means the club has totally caved on this. I just don't see that happening. I think it's going to be closer to 60. If they were feeling generous, if it gets up to 65, I would maybe give it to Terry's side on points. But really, I think 65 is a pretty fair number given what Terry's done for this franchise. Remember how everybody was talking about the DK Metcalf contract? Well, of all of that money, only $60 million of it was guaranteed. So if Terry gets anywhere north of 60, then that's a good deal for him. Anything under 60, it's a complete and total win for Adam Peters. Now, as we sit here tonight, we haven't heard any of the guaranteed money, and the fact that when the news broke, it was his agent, Buddy Baker, that leaked it. And the numbers he leaked were the $30 million signing bonus and the complete, the AAV of 32 and the $96 million total. And again, Terry and his side can say, hey, they got the largest contract for a wide receiver, for a non-quarterback over the age of 30, because he's about to turn 30. But again, the devil will be in the details and what we see in the guarantee money. But the bottom line is Terry McLaurin is back. The holdout's over. The hold-in is over. He will be at practice on Thursday. And this Commanders offense, which went from a lot of anxiety on Monday morning after the blowout loss to the Ravens, now is back to saying the sky's the limit. This team is now a bona fide contender again. I loved what I saw defensively with the secondary. I think there are some really good pieces on the defensive line. The linebackers remain a little bit of a concern, but that's really it now. On offense, I don't have any concerns, not as long as everybody stays healthy. And offensively, you start to look at it now with McLaurin back and with Noah Brown coming back. And in case you missed that on Saturday afternoon, he went through a full-fledged, full-speed workout before the Ravens game. You knew he wasn't going to play anyways. He looked great. So he's ready to go as well. Barring, a disastrous season where literally everybody gets hurt, this team now is chock full of weapons. Terry McLaurin, Noah Brown, Zach Ertz, Austin Eckler, Ja'Cory Croxy-Merritt, Bill, Chris Rodriguez, Jeremy McNichols, Again, I think I already said Zach Ertz. See, you get where I'm going with this. I mean, this team, Jalen Lane. This team is full of offensive playmakers. All of a sudden, I don't think now with McLaurin back in the fold and with Noah Brown fully recovered that you have to worry about this team and the weapons because I think they've got plenty of them. So if you want to know who won this, I think that both sides did ultimately. Again, I was just telling you about it, got a little ahead of myself, but good news for Noah Brown. Again, went through a workout before the game, wasn't going to play against the Ravens, but went through a workout, looked like he was running full speed from everything I saw. From the folks I've been talking to up there, he's ready to go. He'll be out at practice too on Thursday, and they expect a full practice out of him. It's just about ramping he and McLaurin up, getting them ready for a week from Sunday against the Giants. So good news, I think, all around. We knew, or at least heavily suspected, that this was going to get done, but it really is not just satisfying, but relieving. Very relieved to know that it finally has. Again, next Sunday after this one, week 1 against the Giants. And finally, let's go ahead and hit the mailbag. We do this from time to time, and we love it. So make sure that you drop us a comment in the comment boxes. We would love to read them online. At John Struyef 8286 asks, what made the Commanders have so much confidence in a 7th-round running back to trade B-Rob away? Couple of things, I think. Number one, it was the last year of B-Rob's contract. That was the first thing. They knew they weren't going to re-sign him. Brian Robinson really wasn't the kind of running back that fit optimally in the Cliff Kingsbury system. Now, you can debate the merits of that all day long, but the simple fact of the matter is the offense that Kingsbury wants to run, he wants somebody a little more shifty, bigger than Austin Eckler, but more shifty, a guy that can plant his foot in the ground, make a quick cut, and get to a hole. That's what they've seen with Bill Croxy Merritt. The reason he slipped to the 7th round was because he couldn't play last year. He was ineligible to actually play last year in college, but was at literally every practice at Arizona State, and then had a great all-star season. Played really well. I think it was at the Senior Bowl, and just really impressed the scouts at his pro day at the Combine and all that. And he ran pretty well in the preseason, not just in the games, but also in practice and in those scrimmages, the joint practices. So that, John, is why they felt like they could go ahead and trade Brian Robinson. Also, remember, traded a lot of picks last year and in the offseason for Marshawn Lattimore, Deebo Samuel, and Laramie Tunsil. They can get something back for it, and at least they got a 6th-round pick. They figure, hey, replenish the draft capital, even if it's just a little. All right, that's going to do it for us. Remember, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave us a comment. How do you feel now that Terry is back in the fold? The common theme all day has been, let's go. This team is full speed ahead now and full throttle towards the beginning of the season. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. And remember, like the wise man once said, if you're out on your bike tonight, as always, do wear white.